There we go. Are we good? We good? I'm good. You good? We're good. We're good. Are we good? Am I good? We'll find out in a second. Hi. Hey, we're good. How's everyone doing today? It's Sunday. Random weird Sunday stream. I forgot my screwdriver inside. I'm gonna have to go get that. 1 second. Let's go for a walk. I need my screwdriver. There we go. What are you doing, buddy? There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Can't build a printer with my LTT store screwdriver. Really good for furniture assembly, by the way. How's everyone doing? It's a Sunday stream. I know we normally don't stream on Sundays. This week was kind of a write-off. It's been the last little bit. It's been busy, but I know there was no stream on Saturday. I wasn't feeling good, or correction, on Friday I wasn't feeling good, and then yesterday I went to Ikea. So there was the entire day. TLDR, it was like, wake up, drop the little guy off my mom so we can go up there without having a car seat. Our closest Ikea is 3 hours away. Now, there is an Ikea in the States that I can go to. But the problem is, once you factor in taxes, duties, border charge across the border and come back, it's still about an hour of travel. You know, it's close. It's still like an hour of travel once you factor all that in. Plus, you got to go through, you know, everyone's favorite place to go, Detroit. It's like, yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, so we drove up to the one in Burlington. We had it. Our bedroom. It was like, you know, when you get your first house, it's like you use what you have, because furnishing a house is expensive. If anyone's ever, like, for the adults here, which my audience does trend a little older, so I'm assuming there's a few here. When you get your first house, you have to like furnish everything. It sucks. So you kind of use what you have. And our house, because of the situation we got it, we basically just reused some of the old furniture in the bedroom, like old dressers and whatnot. They were old and falling apart, but like we had them and they worked. But it's like, okay, now they got to the point where it's like, okay, we got to get rid of these. So we just went, hit up Ikea and just bought some new dressers. So 3 hours drive to Ikea, about 2 hours there plus lunch and whatnot, then 3 hour drive back, then spend the afternoon putting together Ikea furniture, which, let's be honest, putting together Ikea furniture isn't exactly hard. It's just a pain in the butt. It's just a lot of, which the LTT store screwdriver, and I tried using the impact gun, but it's too powerful. So it's either too powerful or not powerful enough. But either way, long story short, yeah, stream yesterday was not going to happen. If stream was going to happen yesterday, it would have been like, hey guys, what do you want to talk about? You guys like 3D? I like 3D printing. You guys like 3D printing? Yeah. So we're doing the stream today. And we got a nice little stream today. It's a Sunday. I know you got school in the morning. So I don't think we're going to be a crazy long stream today. I think we're just going to have a nice little relaxing stream. We're going to do a mod on my XL. I brought this all the way down to the basement to set it up, to bring it all the way back up here to do this, because I was going to do a video on it and I'm like, I don't know how to make this a 10-minute video. So I'm like, we'll just do it on a live stream. So yeah. Making my first home livable was a lot more expensive than I expected. It gets expensive quick. So we went with the good old reliable Malm because it was on sale. But it gets expensive quick. It's like, oh hey, I've got 2 bathrooms in my house. I need 2 plungers. There's 30 bucks. It's like it adds up quickly. You need a lot of stuff when you get your first house. You need a lot of stuff that you don't think you need until you need it. It's like, especially like kitchens. So if you have the opportunity to get stuff cheap, free, used, do it and then just replace it later. Anyone, recommendations for an ABS that's similar to Prusa Orange? I'm trying to think, do I have, oh, here we go. Polymaker Orange is, I will give you a comparison right here, right now. Right here, right now. This is PETG, but I'm assuming all the Prusaments are roughly the same color. I'm pretty sure they Pantone match it or whatever, so Prusament orange is the same in all the different filament types. But for comparison, this is Polylite ABS orange, and this is Prusament PETG orange. This is more washed out. Printed Solid Jesse Brad's orange. There you go. Hatchbox, yeah. Polylite, I don't mind the colors of Polylite. I do find them a little more muted though. I wish they popped a bit more, especially some of the colors like the orange. Although I've got, let's see, what do I got here? I've got orange ABS. I've got 2 spools of purple ABS. I've got these V2 extrusions that are custom finished white. I wonder what these are for. I wonder what V2, who this V2 should be for. Anyways, that's a problem for another day. Put this all over here. That's gonna be a problem for another day. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. So what are we doing today? Well, the first thing we're gonna do, you're gonna win some filament. Yes, you. I'm talking to you specifically. I know you're gonna win. No, not you, and definitely not you, but you. I'm talking to you right now. You're gonna win some filament, but to do that, you have to enter to win, and there's a link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. We'll do the draw at the end of the stream. But what we are doing today is the XL. So we are doing a mod here for the Prusa XL. Link in the video description if you want more information about it. It is a Repcord mod, I believe, too. But TLDR, for those that don't know, the Prusa XL is a tool changer. Today we're going to be plagued by horrible camera angles. I'm sorry, but it is going to be that. So you got your, there you go. So you got your tool heads on your XL. Okay, so you got all your individual tool heads. This one's not too happy. I know you're not happy. And they're reverse Bowden. So your extruder is in the tool head. So you got these nice Bowden tubes, and they are the nice type of Bowden tube too, where they are the smaller ID, but they're still pretty long. And anyone here who, Steve Raid? Hey, Steve Raid. Hi, Steve. I know. I was hoping I started it late enough that you would have finished in time. It was last minute moving. But anyways, TLDR, for anyone who has tried to load flexibles, because the advantage of the tool changer is the fact that you can print with flexibles on these. Unlike other multi-material setups like the Prusa MMU, the Bamboo AMS, and other filament changer setups for multi-material, you can't, I don't really like calling them multi-material. I know that's what they're called. The Prusa MMU is called the Prusa MMU multi-material unit. But I really don't like calling them multi-material units. They're multicolor units, let's be honest, because it's a single nozzle. You're not going to be printing ABS with PETG, with PLA and TPU at the same time. You're asking for problems. And a lot of those machines, they can't push rope. So anything flexible, you're not going to have good luck with. This doesn't have that issue. The problem is loading it. So what we're doing is we're doing a mod today where we're going to swap out all of our 4mm OD, 3mm ID PTFE tube with 6mm tube. So I've got a whole bunch of 6mm tube here. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Also, while we're at it, I don't know if you can hear this. Hear that? Yeah, so for those that don't know, my Prusa, it used to live in my garage. And it gets hot out here in the summer. So hot that it was overheating. Now, your normal Prusa, a Prusa unenclosed in a normal environment does not overheat. I'm just gonna straight up say it. This doesn't overheat in a normal operating environment. I was running this machine outside of its normal operating environment. So I did a Band-Aid fix where I basically just printed a mod that replaced the back panel. over the electronic enclosure, put a fan on it, and it was saying, the problem is the fan's loud and annoying, but it's the only like 60 millimeter fan I have that was 24 volts. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna install a buck converter so we can drop it to like 12 volts. So it'll still move air, but it'll be quieter. That's gonna be the thing. So that's gonna be the two plans today. We're gonna do this mod, which, let me pull it up here. Why it's advantageous? Less friction, simple as that. It's less friction. Less friction. You still want something to guide the filament, but you want the least amount of friction. So by having 6 mil OD, 4 mil ID, outside diameter, inside diameter, it's a lot slipperier and there's less friction. So when you load flexibles, it's easier. Prusa XL 6 millimeter. So if you're curious about the mod, this is the mod. It's like this. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. It should help a lot with reducing the friction. Also, when you're printing with flexibles, it stretches it. It's a why a buck converter and not a straight up resistor? Because I have this. What would be the resistor I would need to drop 24 volts down to 12 volts? Also, I can change it here. I could drop it to 8 volts. This is a 0 to whatever. I think I can go to 36 volts, I think. Either way, we can adjust it. We can make it whatever we want. Plus, the thing I printed already has a mount for this. That's why. So I gotta unload the filament out of here. Filament. I got filament in here. Unload. There we go. On amp. So that's the thing. Resistor depends on amp. Yeah. This just changes the voltage. All I do is wire one end in. I turn a little knob on the pot till whatever the voltage comes out of it is what I want, and then I'm done. That's it. Easy peasy. Any downsides for normal PLA, PETG, ASA filament? In what regard? What do you mean downsides in what regard? Downsides like material design downside? Using them in like... Yeah, it's a DC to DC buck. That's all it is. That's similar. I think it's the same tube the polymaker dry boxes come with. Yeah, it's the same tube. I just bought like 2 lengths of it on Amazon for cheap. You also do have to buy some other stuff. You have to buy some 6 millimeter screw-in couplers. This was the most expensive part. And then you're also going to need some Bowden clips. 6 mil Bowden clips and your traditional 4 mil Bowden. Why is the dog barking? Are you howling at Coda, making him bark? Calvin, I don't think he's gonna jump through the hoop. Anyways, have I tried multi-material? I have. I have actually. I dug out an example here. These were the camera's off. Let me turn the camera on. These were the feet for the filament roller for the positron, and the problem was they slipped and slid. So what I did was I reprinted them with TPU bottoms. So it's an ASA body and then TPU bottoms. So that way when you put it on something, it sticks. So when you put the weight of the spool on it, it doesn't slide across. Because the problem I was having before, it would just slide because the filament was slippery. So instead I painted on some TPU pads to make it grippy. This mod, I have this mod linked in the video description if you wanna, it's a Repcord mod. Okay, so that's unloaded, I think. Okay, return, filament, unload filament, tool 2. Gotta unload all these. This mod, oh yeah, this mod won't have any negative impact on anything. Like this mod just makes it easier to load filament and less friction in the system. Yeah, it wouldn't have any downside for stiff filament. It's still constrained. It's not constrained as much though. So you shouldn't have any issues. Like another way you can get around this completely, you could just completely remove the reverse Bowdens. So if you were feeding this from like a box above the printer, like a rep box above the printer, kind of like how I have my Mark IV set up with the MMU, you could just just straight up detach these and just have the filament come straight in. Like, there's multiple different ways to do this. I'm just doing this because I want to keep this setup as original as possible. Also, if you're thirsty, go buy some gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save 10% on your order. I should have unloaded all these before the stream got started, but I completely forgot. I had filament all on these because it was downstairs and I was using it. So I just I did the lazy man thing where I just kind of cut the filament at the Bowden tube and just picked up the machine, brought it up here and put on the thing. It's like, okay, so I'll unload the filament and I'll get ready for stream. So then I went and got ready for stream and then I forgot to unload the filament. There we go. Let me put on live chat there. Steve, say hello. Oh, dismiss. There we go. There we go. Okay. You unload it. So this shouldn't take too long, I think. I think there's only like 3 printed parts. There's a 4 to 6 mil PTFE adapter. So on the sides of these, there's a block. Let me see here if I can rotate this. You can see. Yeah. Wow. Camera angles. Now, let me do this. Go there. Okay. There you go. So you can see this block here. So this is all 4 mil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it here and put an adapter on. So it'll be from like here on, it'll be 6 mil. I probably could have reprinted this to have a 6 mil inlet, but I didn't. I'll put you right there because we have more facing that way. I wish I had like the Vector 3D giant Lazy Susan for this, but it's only 3 parts. You have to print multiples of them, but it's only 3 parts. You have a new guide for the filament in the back, new clips to replace these ones here, and then an adapter. It's actually not a lot to print on this. What's Steve saying? 300 watching, 67 likes. So I'm not saying that if you like the smash button, it increases your chance of winning the giveaway that we do at the end of the stream. But now that I've mentioned that, are you really going to let that, are you going to really let that eat away in you? The back of your head? You could have won, but you didn't like the smash button. It probably doesn't affect it, let's be honest, but are you sure about that? Or do you know for sure? Hope you get that BTT rodent for the Milo. That'd be nice. It'd be something to play with. I got to get the Milo up and running, which means I need to get the wet area of the garage cleaned up and ready for it. But am I going to bypass this? No, I don't want to bypass anything. I want to try and keep this machine as stock as possible. For long-term opinion. Like I don't want. The problem is, like, if you go and you dive into a machine and you start modding the crap out of it, and then somebody comes up to you a year from now, hey, you've had your XL for a year, what do you think about it? Be like, well, mine's not original at all, so I can't really tell you. Like, that's kind of the problem with diving right into modding stuff right off the bat. Like, I've been running this for months. Stock. Before it's like, okay, I'm getting overheating because I'm running it in a non-standard environment. I probably should put a fan on it. Oh, hey, I'm having, I'm not liking loading flexibles on here. Maybe I'll look into something else. Like, I highly recommend to anyone, when you build or buy a new 3D printer, leave it alone. Use it stock for a bit. Get used to running the machine stock. See how it behaves. Make sure everything works good and properly. Then, once you know everything's good and you can start to notice, oh, hey, there's some deficiencies in these areas, or there can be some improvements to be made in these areas, then start faffing about with it. Don't mess around with it the day you bought it, because then if something goes wrong, one, good luck with warranty stuff, especially with certain companies. And two, was it your mod that broke it, or did it come broken? Do you need to fix your mod, or do you need to fix your printer? So. Also, the reason I'm doing this, I want to start playing with HueForge, so I need to get this up and good to do HueForge. Well, actually, considering HueForge, you only need to do 1 filament change per layer, but still. I want to get this set up so that I can leave it downstairs and not have to mess with it. This has been on my like to-do list for a couple weeks now, since I saw Pooch mention this mod. So. The only thing not stock, and Trident's fine. Well, Tap is fine. Tap is still Voron, right? Tap is just a add-on. So. Ooh, according to YouTube, I'm live right now. That is going to show up to help build that 2.4. It's not Linus. That'd be cool, but two things. One, collaborating with LTT is really cool, but they do their own thing on their own schedule, and they're on the other side of the country from me. Plus, I don't really like, I talk to a few people from there, but it's not like I have a communication with LNG at all. And two, they already have Vorons. They already have Vorons. They already have several V0s. There's another company that uses white and purple with highlights of orange that is 3D printing related. It's a recent official printable flex bypass for the side center. Has it? Okay, well, I'll take a look at that. If somebody could drop a link to it in the Discord, I'll take a look at it. I mean, it's not hard to bypass it. You just unplug the PTFE and you load it in the side. What is it? 8, 5, 8. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so all it does is you just unplug it and you plug it there. I've done it where all I did was just unplug it and then just had this floating in the wind as it like fed it. Okay, are we unloaded? I think we're unloaded. Okay, cool. So return. Okay, so the machine's unloaded. Let me, I'm just gonna leave it out like this. I don't think it matters. I'm gonna turn the machine off. Okay, so turn the machine off. I don't think it needs to be powered up for any of this. So I'll plug it. After I printed a bit, only the mod that saw that would help with excanter stability and such. Yeah. Okay, so now we got to get rid of the old Bowden tube. So let's start. Okay, what I'll do is unlock you and just dock you in there. We'll do this one at a time. So do this one at a time. So grab one, plug you there, lock you in. Cool. Okay. So unclip Bowden. So we're gonna have to take care of all of this. So, it's gonna be interesting getting this on camera. I'm realizing that now. I really don't want to mess around with the main camera too much, but I think I'm gonna have to today. Oh God, unlock the ball. There we go. Yeah, we'll just do that. There we go. I don't like messing around with my camera, my main camera too much, but I think we'll have to today because it screws up all my punch-in angles and everything because everything's lined up. Okay, so we got that. I need some snips. I got like a little retainer here on here. Hopefully this little black piece isn't that important because I didn't print any replacement for it. We'll find out. Okay, so we got a zip tie here to cut. Okay. And then push that button. So on the bright side, I'm gonna have a ton of PTFE tube left over. So we ain't gonna be short on PTFE tube for a while. So that's gonna be good, right? So what's the easiest way to get this out? How do I get this out? I think you unscrew it from there. Is it just one screw that holds it in? I think it's just one screw that holds this in. Is the right screwdriver? No. I think it's just one screw that holds it in, if I remember correctly. It's been a hot minute. what hole number 6 on the side of the printer is going to be used for in the future. Okay, so is that? Nope. How do you unscrew this? I'm trying to remember how you unscrew this. What size Allen key is it? That's the problem. I don't know what size Allen key I need. I'm just pushing an Allen key into a blind hole. Okay, this works. Okay. Okay. Nope, nope. Do I have a longer Allen key? I don't think I do. No. How do you keep the bend radius? On this, there's a plastic piece that does it. There's a plastic piece that's part of it that's designed to keep the bend radius consistent. Okay. Oh, and I got another zip tie here I gotta cut. Okay, so I got 2 zip ties to cut. And I gotta take this off now. How does this come off? Okay, these open up. That's good. Okay. There we go. And oh. There we go. But yeah, there's a, how does this come off now? Does this come out? Okay, this comes out. That comes out. That comes out. So these are all the old ones. I'm going to put all the old ones right here. The printed solid. Yeah, they've done quite a bit of upgrades in the past little bit. Well, they're part of Prusa now, so. Okay, so for those that don't know, this is what keeps the bend radius consistent. You have this like flexible thingamabobber here. So we'll swap everything over one at a time. Last thing I want to do is lose anything. Okay. Oh, don't lose the screws. Okay. So this is the old one. This is the new one. The new one is a slightly different color. Normally, I would personally, I was going to do gold, but I don't have gold PETG. I think it's a cool thing to do. It's that Japanese thing where you I can't remember what the proper term is, but like when you break something, you repair it with gold, so like the repair stands out. I was going to do that, but I don't have gold PETG, and I printed everything in PETG because it is a Prusa. Because you know I am swapping original components. I still want to be able to not validate, but like still be able to say like, yep, oh no, this part in PETG is still fine, is a non-issue. So. Kintsugi, there you go. Okay, so we move that over. So I got this little pad here. Where did I put my lttstore.com screwdriver? There we go. I'm gonna have to take some nuts out of this too, which is gonna suck. The printer is not on your budget. And you know what? Okay. Don't get me wrong. If it was up to me, I wish everyone could have all the cool printers in the world, right? If it's up to me, everyone would have all the cool printers. But something being outside your budget, yes, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Be nice. But that's okay. Sometimes, not everything has to be like, just think about it. If everything had to be within budget, there's a lot of cool stuff that wouldn't exist. So, yeah, it'd be cooler if it was cheaper. Don't get me wrong. Trying to get this out is going to be a nightmare. Magnet? Oh, of course it's not magnetic. Do I have squares? Do I have extra square nuts? Can I pilfer extra square nuts from something? I don't think I can. Shoot. Can I just put in a hex nut? No, of course I can't put in a hex nut. So I got to pilfer out this square nut. Good tools are expensive. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, believe me, if they could sell more of these, they would. If they could lower the price of these to half of what they are, they would. That's a lot of sales they would gain. So of course, if they could, they would type thing. So if the price is the price, the price is the price. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now I got to take this end piece off. Do I gonna need an Allen key for that? Oh, really? It's a hex. Oh, shoot. It's a long hex drive. Do I have hex drive bits? I thought I had some. I do. I kept it with the Prusa because I knew I would need it. There we go. Okay, so this comes off. And this goes in here. So now I need to get the screws out of that. Wait, how are you supposed to... Really? You have to... Okay. You have to preload the screws before you put stuff in. Okay, one second. Okay. So you come out. You get preloaded in. Okay, then you go in. That's one way of doing it, I guess. Okay, and then this other screw goes in here. And then this gets preloaded in this. And then this goes in here. And then this gets tightened up. Hopefully. We're good there. Actually, here, let me move this camera over because you get a pretty good view of the printer. Let me move this over here. And then this one, I'll aim down. You guys can actually see what I'm working on when I'm building this. So basically, this is the original printed part. The dark gray is new, the black is old. So this is the new part. And the reason we had to replace this is because this hole right here for the PTFE is 4 mil, and we're using 6 mil. So we needed the bigger hole, or the bigger tube, essentially. Has anyone looked into the problem is with that? There is nothing mechanically that would prevent you from connecting an MMU to every one of these. It's a PTFE connector. The problem is making everything talk, and then also making the slicer work. That is the conundrum that you run into. It's not, it's not, you know, getting it all hooked up. Getting it hooked up is the easy part. It's getting the firmware all working and the slicers all working. That's the problem. So, screw this guy back in. .3D Chameleon. Yeah, you could do a 3D Chameleon. You could probably make it work with G-code trickery, because the Chameleon just works off of, you can have it run standalone mode and use G-code to operate it with G commands and a post-processing script. So you probably could. Because then it would be kind of cool, because then you could have like dedicated heads for certain use cases. So you could have it like, oh, this is the head for flexible or for support head. And then you could have like several different support materials loaded up. So you could have like your main filament, but it's like, oh, I need to print with dissolvable PLA or dissolvable hips or whatever. So you could have like your support head always loaded up with all the different materials, and then you just select which one when you start the print. That is something you could do. Yeah, okay, let me pull up one of these just so I can compare. Okay, so now, so you come up that side, and we're gonna have to zip tie you on. So next time I do this, don't be smart and actually mark where these are supposed to go. I think this goes right here, and that goes right there. Okay. So we'll zip tie this back on. Okay, where is... I'm trying to find the pinch marks on this. Right there. There's one. And there's two. There we go. Cut that off. Cut that off. And then get a long Allen key back here, and then we screw this back in place. Right? A little awkward, but we got it. We got it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we just get some of our new connectors. Before we do that, let's take out the old one. So we got to unscrew this guy. I have an adjustable? Should have an adjustable somewhere. How do I not have an adjustable? Oh, there we go. I've been playing with tool changer for months now. Prusa slicer is the weakest link. The white tower is not very reliable. Yeah. Try 2 towers. The problem is PETG and PLA don't stick. So you just keep layering stuff that doesn't stick to each other on top of each other. That's not really, that's more of a material deficiency than a slicer. What you would want to do is 2 separate purge towers, or prime towers, essentially. Like, I think that's what you would want to do. You would want 2 prime towers, not 1. 1 for the PLAs and 1 for the PETGs, because they don't stick. That's why people use PETG and PLA as supports for each other, because they don't stick to each other. You can force a single filament to always be on one side of a wide tower. There you go. So this is the other thing we have to swap out. These are the stock fittings for the 4mm Bowden. This is what we got to install. These are for the 6mm Bowden. For your gram chasers, these are heavier. So don't be doing this if you want to do speed benches on your XL. You're making it heavier. Where's my lift? Aha. When you need to rise to the occasion. Hopefully I got the right ones. I'm hoping I bought the right ones. There we go. So that screws in there. Get my little adjustable. That in there. There we go. Okay. So now, let's get my Bowden tube. So what we're gonna do to keep this nice and simple, I'm just gonna cut the Bowden tube the same length as the other Bowden tube. Where's my Bowden tube cutter? Where is my knife? I think I brought it inside. I think I brought my knife inside. I also brought my knife inside. Give me a second. I'll be back. I will be back. I forgot my knife. Need my knife. Where is my knife? There is my knife. There we go. Aha. Okay, so old Bowden tube. So let's cut this straight. It's a little on the fresh cut on there. There we go. Hopefully I ordered enough of this stuff. I'm hoping I ordered enough of this stuff. I'm gonna cut it a little short. Hoping I ordered enough of this stuff. We might have a problem. We'll make it work. I might have to salvage some, or at least make a connector piece. Oh well. Problem is it came in 2 lengths. I ordered like 10 meters or something, and it came in like 2 separate lengths of it, so we'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, that plugs in there. Tube go down the hole. Actually, let me cut that one zip tie and redo it so it zip ties everything. PTFE go down the hole. There we go. Oh yeah, this does not need to be this long. Okay, I can shorten it. Okay. And now, are these the new ones? I think these are the new ones. I think these are the old ones. Yeah, these are the new ones. So how do I do this? So it clamps on there, And then that clamps on. Okay, so I'm trying to look at other ones to see how. Okay, so that goes there. That goes through there. And then that clamps that. And then we snap it. There we go. And then this just goes right across. I screwed up. I screwed up. I have it backwards. I screwed up. This is supposed to be on this side, and it is all the way until the very last one. I gotta unscrew this and fix it. Shoot! I screwed up. I screwed up. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it. We have the technology. Because I could make it work as it is, but it wouldn't look as good. And if it doesn't look as good, there's no point in doing it. Right? It's gotta look good. Okay. There we go. Okay, now you come like that. There we go. Okay. Assume the side with filament sensor is modded. No, what we're gonna do is just use a connector. I got a Bowden to Bowden connector that I'm just gonna plug in. So that way we're all hunky-dory and it shouldn't really matter. Prusa, as much as I love the look of stainless steel screws, I hate building printers with stainless steel screws because they're non-magnetic. Give me my magnetic screws. Give me my magnetic screws. Okay, now we'll get back to this. Okay. Are you using the magnetic two-piece ones or just the solid? For what do you mean? For the connectors, I'm just using. Go. Who is back? Science Sniper is back. Woo! Everybody get down. Go. See, if I was cool, I would have printed everything in different colors to make it my own custom Prusa. But, nah, that's too much work. I know a few people have already like completely recolored their Prusas and whatnot. It's like, nah, that's a lot of work. Ain't gonna bother with that. Also, everything is already covered in dog hair, and I apologize in advance. The Prusa XL. Well, we gotta build the Prusa still, unfortunately. Or not, like, the build is not coming along too fast, unfortunately. There we go. There we go. That's much better. That's much better. Cut that zip tie. There we go. So, I believe that is one. That all, oh, shoot. Don't crash. That crashes and that knocks it out. So there we go. So that's that. I don't know why we have so much extra Bowden, but whatever we do. I mean, it's better than not enough extra Bowden. There we go. Okay. Is that all the clamps? Yeah, that's everything. Okay. So now, I dock it. Oh wait, no, I gotta connect the PTFE. Oh yeah, I've got way too much PTFE here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make little connectors here. So we got our PTFE here. Unfortunately, that doesn't work there. So you can see on the side there, it'll make more sense when I get over to that side. I'm not gonna spin the whole machine around just to see that one side. But what we're doing is we're making a 4 to 6 mil adapter. Okay. Now what I could have done is reprinted those parts with 6mm plugs built in, so I could just plug them right in. But that would involve me doing that, which I didn't. So we're instead just gonna cut like a little 1-inch piece of PTFE and then put an adapter on. Easy peasy, right? If I can get this in there. There we go. So now I need, this will be our sacrificial PTFE. So you go in here. So I gotta be careful because this actually goes. There we go. Right, like that, okay. And then I need a tape measure so we can make sure I always make these all the same length. Because how far does this stick in? How far does this stick in? Not far. So if I put you, we'll line you up there, and I'll cut you right there. Right there. Is that going to be an accurate, consistent length? You can order 410. Yeah, but that's not what the machine came with. I'm using what the machine came with. Oh, I screwed up. I screwed this up. Okay, push you in there. Push you in there. Okay, and then we get this guy. And you are going to go right about there. So we got to cut you right about there. And you're just going to go right there. There we go. There's also another fun thing is I'm pretty sure, let me grab a piece. Where'd that little piece go? You can, yeah, they fit in each other. So if you're worried about it, what I've actually done is I over inserted it. So it actually pushes in all the way. So we actually, there is no lip for it to get caught on. That tube is so thick. It is what it is. What's wrong with that? Okay, so that's one done. Yay! So, maybe over here, unlock, and lock. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so now we do number 2. Put you there, lock you in place so we don't lose you. Take all these off. Some stainless steel hardware can be, yeah, not all stainless steel is non-magnetic, but a lot of the hardware that you buy is not magnetic. There we go. These are magnetic and they look really good. Well, there's a reason I like LDO kits. There's a lot of reasons I like LVO kits. There we go. Undo you. And we'll screw the new one in. PTFE out. I'm gonna have so much PTFE left over when this is done. It's gonna be great. Okay, unscrew it from the back. I'm really hoping I don't need to recalibrate everything too. I'm really hoping I can make this nice and quick and easy. If I can get this to unscrew. There we go. Okay. Where's that white marker at? Where's my white marker at? There's my blue marker. Where's my white marker at? There it is. Put a little mark right where the that way, I know exactly where to put the zip tie when I put it back together. I don't need to worry about, oh, it's off a bit or something. Okay, fold out. Need to recalibrate dock position and nozzle offsets. Nozzle offset shouldn't change. The nozzle offset shouldn't change, because I haven't messed with the tool heads. All I've done is even dock position shouldn't really change. Like there should be enough, like if I'm out a thou, I don't think it should really matter. What's the ID? 4 mil. 4 mil ID, 6 mil OD. I really don't think dock position should change. I mean, what we'll do is we'll do a test print when it's done, and if it works, it works. Simple as that. There we go. Okay. So we pop out the old one. New one's here. Push that in. Those go in there. Push it down. Nice and tight. Then we need to get. Can't get that out yet. So first, we unscrew this using the only Allen key I have that works with it. Okay, so there's that. Don't need that. Put that over there. Getting this guy out is gonna be fun. Come on, you go in there. And then you go there. Don't lose that guy. Okay, oh, and oh, this one we already took apart. This one. Get this guy out. I am totally mangling my tweezers on this. Oh, sacrificial tweezers are sacrificial. Okay, so this goes in here. For those wondering, all these parts were printed on the 3.5 actually. These were all printed on the 3.5. Okay, so that's that. put, not these guys in here. Okay. And this guy goes in here. I don't know how you're supposed to size this, but I basically just bottom it out and back it up a bit. So it still has some flex to it, I guess. I don't know exactly the position for it, but you can adjust it. We'll probably have to do that after. Okay. And then we get this guy, goes back on here. That might be too close. One second here. There we go. Yeah, we're upgrading to 6mm tubes for better results with flexibles and a little less friction in the system, essentially. Okay, so there's that. So now we can reinstall this in the machine. So first things first, put a zip tie on for the bottom here. There we go. Back here. Yeah, I'm really hoping I don't have to go through the recalibration for everything. I mean, I probably should. Because once it's picked up by the tool head, it's located, right? It's basically the dock and undock are the only thing you really got to worry about. There we go. Right? Right? I think. There we go. Screw one in. And the other. The whole calibration, just to be sure. Okay. I don't wanna. Wait, did I do the same thing again? I did the same damn thing again. 1 second while I unscrew it so I can have the cable come the right way around. It's really annoying to do this because there's also magnets. Right? Why are you still caught? Why are you still... No, magnets. Stop being magnets. No. No. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. I don't want to drop a screw into the electronics box. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Ah! So you go over there. Could just unplug the cable. Oh yeah, they unplug. Shoot. Oh well. Well, put that in the toolbox for future Taylor to do. By the way, have you entered yet to win some filament from Polymaker? Every stream we give away a spool of filament. There's a link in the video description. You should enter for your chance. Where did that one screw go? Oh, there it is. Do this now. And then also, while you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter. Every month we do members only live streams. You get videos early and some other cool stuff every now and then. And if you're not a channel member, you won't be able to hang out for that stuff. Or if you're really cool, what you do is you gift memberships to other people. And then everyone can hang out and we can do all kinds of fun stuff together. Okay. And yes, I said together like the snake guy from Elden Ring. There we go. Okay, so you go in there. You go all the way down. Marcel gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Thank you. Best way to help support the channel. Because not only are you supporting the channel, but you're also gifting memberships to other people who may not be able to become channel members. So they get to hang out. We also have a super secrets channel on the Discord. That is so secret, the only people that know that it exists are channel members and Patreon supporters. And the like 3 people that found my Twitch channel and subscribed to that. A member for each tool head. That's one way of saying it. Come on, let's snap on. There we go. Leon, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers and appreciated. That goes there. That goes there. Oh, no. There we go. And there we go. Make sure we got enough travel. Oh, I have so much extra. Oh, did I zip tied it to the wrong spot. Why? Oops. Okay. There we go. Hold on a second. I'm wasting more zip ties than I'm using. Is there an easy way to do this without taking this whole thing apart? Oh, yeah, I could just pull it. It's like, oh wait, I could just do that. And zip tie. And then we just zip tie this back together. There we go. Is there anything exciting going on this week? What's going on this week? Is there? I could swear there's like a holiday or something this week. Oh wait, Halloween. Y'all dressed up and ready to go? There we go. Okay, now I need to make another coupler. Halloween is Thursday. I know it is. Right about there. I put you there. Put you there. Snips. And by snips, I mean flat cutter. There we go. Good thing I took all the time to okay, you go there. So now you go to about right about there. So cut you right about there. There we go. There we go. Cool. And then one more on this side. This is actually going pretty good. This is actually coming along pretty good. You could tell right away which ones are the thicker ones. There's a lot more mass to them. Okay, pull you off that. Stick you to the front here and lock you in place. Plug you. Beefcake. Beefcake. There we go. Loading tube. Getting paid so I can order parts for my P1S. Why do you need parts for what? Did it break? It's not good. Drink dispenser mod. I mean, I do have my delicious cup of gamer subs right here if I do require drinks. Save 10% on your order today. Code Canuck. Gamersubs.gg. Link in description. Would be spend the next 3 hours making sure the cable clips are all aligned. They have lineups. It's actually kind of cool. They're kind of smart with the cable clips. So when you look at this, see these little hooks? The cable clips, they sit in the hooks, so they can't move around. So this is your, this keeps your constant bend radius and keeps everything from like your all this from falling into the print volume. So they have little tabs on it to actually prevent these from falling out. So you don't have to worry about alignment. It's actually kind of smart. They actually did a pretty good job with that. Go. I gotta pull off the old one. Mark on it. You're not aligned. Well, get aligned. 1, 2, 3. Oh, geez, that's tight. There we go. Whereas I'm all out of filament. You're out of filament. Well, I will say you might luck out and win a spool of filament today. Link in the video description. But if you need filament, there isn't a Polymaker affiliate link in the description below. And if you buy filament with that link, you get filament, and then you won't be out of filament. And you help the channel at the same time. It's a win-win-win. Because here's something Big Filament doesn't want you to know. Filament doesn't go bad. You can dry it, can get wet if you leave it out in the open. But if you get a box of filament and it's properly vacuum sealed and you keep it in a nice, dry, cool environment like a fruit cellar or something, it'll be good for several years, decades maybe. And guess what? I'm gonna let you in on another little secret Big Filament doesn't want you to know. The price ain't going down anytime soon. Prices only go up. You might luck out and get a sale, but it's not like the average price of filament is gonna drop to $10 a spool. That's not gonna happen. So why not stock up now? Because in the future, it's gonna be more money. You might as well stock up now. I hate having to push these screws out because every time I do it, I'm paranoid that I'm gonna just stab myself. It's like, come on, there we go. 1, 2. Okay, so that's that. We take this out. Does anyone use the bamboo refills? I technically have. They work fine. They're just filament refills. Go. There we go. Ooh, that almost went flying. Okay, I think I got everything out of that. New one. You go in there. Push you in. Push you in there. Push you in there. Push you in there. Screw you in. Sunlu filament. Sunlu, I'm trying to remember. I think that was the brand I really liked and I had issues with. Okay, so there's that, there's that. That goes back in there. There we go. And then we put the nuts in there. There we go. Behold, the new one. You know, the week of the first time and get an extra 100 for. Here's the thing. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, okay? Again, I'm just giving away all the tips Big Filament doesn't want you to know. A lot of stuff is just white box rebranded. A lot of filaments that you buy is really just made by another company with a different label on it. Not all of it, but I'll put it this way. You think Bamboo is making their own filament like Prusa does? A lot of it's Polymaker, which is good. But I think it's just kind of... I have seen a Twitter post, or not a Twitter post, I have seen somebody post on Reddit that they had tons of issues with bamboo filament, but they love polymaker filament. I'm like, or it was the other way around. I'm like, you do know one's an OEM for the other. I forgot to put a zip tie on that. That's going to suck in a little bit, but we'll come to that problem when we come to that problem. But big filament, yeah, the Pinkertons are on the way. That's why I like bamboo filament. Yeah. You really think bamboo has a filament production line in their setup? They don't. I mean, if they ever do, good for them. I'm all for in-house manufacturing. Support in-house manufacturing. It's gonna be annoying. Note to self: don't run it through the long way first. Yeah, honestly, I wish companies were more open as to who was actually making what, because I think a lot of people don't realize that, and it's, especially when it comes to like some places are out of stock or whatever, it's like, oh, just buy it from here. It's the same filament. Like I get why it's a secret to some, but it's like, I really wish it wasn't. It's like my current pet peeve with the world is I am honestly surprised by the fact that companies do not need to disclose when you're chatting with an AI. Like that is my current, like, how the heck is that not a thing? Is you can like request help or whatever, and you're like, I'm in a chat room. Am I talking to a person? Am I talking to an AI? And AIs will lie essentially and be like, yeah, I'm totally a human. I'm a real human being. And you got nothing. You can like, oh, okay, I hope. Like, that annoys me. That annoys me to no end. That's not a thing. Like, companies do not have to disclose when they're using an AI to communicate. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, did that snap on? That did snap on. There we go. Printed solid producing Prusa filament is kind of, I mean, for those that don't know, printed solid is Prusa. They're the same company now. They're just different divisions of the same company. Avoid conf tab. Interlinked. Filaments interlinked. Boning tubes interlinked. Yeah, Prusa assimilated printed solid in a mutual agreed buyout or sale or whatever. I don't know the actual details of it, but it's like, I'm pretty sure it was a good mutual arrangement. Because printed solid gets access to selling Prusas and everything that, you know, comes with being able to sell Prusas, like the whole book of business and everything. And then Prusa gets an in-house operation in the US. So now they can, you know, get all those Gucci government and educational contracts. So good for them. Have fun with the build. I will. Thank you, Dragon Frame, for the 20. It was a good business decision. Also, I love somebody put a comment on my video. Let me see if I can find it here. Somebody commented on the video. Let's see here. Comments. Let me see if I can find it. Where was it? Yeah. Prusa is obviously getting ready for the Bamboo Labs ban to match our government's lobbied DJI ban by making them here in the States. And I'm like, you do know this whole arrangement was started before Bamboo even sold printers. Like the buyout happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago, a little bit earlier in the year, but like 2 years ago is when Printed Solid and Bamboo, or Printed Solid and Prusa merged. And since then, like I think when I talked in my original video, there was talk of bringing over manufacturing. This has been like years in the making. This happened all before Bamboo. So yeah. Also, they are trying to keep the prices. Basically, the goal is to have the prices the same, but you save on taxes, duty, and shipping by getting the Made in America one, essentially. So it's like you're not going to be seeing a massive price. Like the printer should be the same price. It's just that you will save on taxes, duty, and shipping, essentially. And it's America only. They won't ship to Canada. Shipping, Printed Solid won't ship to Canada just because the shipping is just stupid. They get hosed on the shipping, essentially. And then people complain that the shipping is so much, and then they get angry and leave angry letters in emails. So it's a lot of times companies just don't want to deal with it. So they're like, yeah, okay, you know what? We're not dealing with Canadian shipping. Which, you know, as a Canadian, it kind of sucks, but I get it. As a company, I get it. It's so nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it takes years. Like it's not an overnight thing. Merging companies, it's like I love how many people think so much of what Prusa does is because of Bamboo, and it's just them reacting to it. And it's like, you guys know stuff takes a lot longer than you think. Like it's not like, oh, they're doing this because Bamboo released a printer 6 months ago, or it takes like a year or more to react to these things properly. Unless you're other companies that went from building V-wheel bed flingers and you freaked out because, oh my God, we're about to get our butts kicked in the market. We have to actually do something. Then you rush stuff out the door and you have problems. Printed Solid, Prusa show. Oh, they already do. They already do. Go. I know Filament Maker is not beneficial, but I'm building it because I want to design it. There you go. Here's the thing. It doesn't, if you're designing a project for yourself, it doesn't have to make any sense. You're having fun designing a project. Like, look at a rook, okay? Look at a rook. Let me pull up my, well, here, my rook. Look at this thing, okay? This is a 3D printer, okay? The kit for this costs more than a Bamboo A1, okay? I think you can even get the A1 with once you factor in taxes, duty, shipping, and everything, and the filament to print all the parts, and if you count your time to build it, it is cheaper to buy an A1 with the AMS light from Bamboo than it is to build a rook. You will get a better, more usable 3D printer. That's it. It is what it is. But you didn't build a rook. You didn't build a printer of your own. That's the thing. Sometimes you just want to build something, and that's okay. I mean, that's how I make my living. Sometimes I just want to build something. And that's a perfectly fine reason. You don't need to justify it. The only one you got to justify it to is yourself. How's Toasty Boy, and do you need more Peak Peck? Toasty Boy is fine. I I mean, I have what's left of what I had before. I haven't really done any PEC printing in a while. The problem is, the reason I don't really, I would love to play with it more. Honestly, what's holding me back is drying. Once I open those spools of Peak and PEC and Ultim and all that, I have no way to re-dry it. That's kind of what's holding me back with a lot of that stuff. Okay, so now we do the other side. Let's unplug these. We'll do this guy first. Pull you out. Or actually, unplug you, unplug you, unplug you, unplug you, unplug you, unplug you, pull you out. To build a Rook as your first printer build. There you go. A Rook is a perfectly good first 3D printer build because it's simple enough that if you've never built a printer before, you shouldn't run into too many problems, but you still get the whole building experience. Is Peak unable to be dried at a lower temperature but for a longer time? I've tried, I didn't have good results. I have tried it, I did not get results that would make me happy to waste printing it, essentially. Guys, get all the good camera angles on the stream today. I've been looking. Every now and then we go into a value village. I go into a value village to see if there's anything that I can buy to modify. The problem is I haven't been able to find anything that I think would work. I've been eyeing, the problem is budget. It's like I know I can do what Pantheon does and buy a Ninja air fryer and modify it with an Arduino and it'll work great, but that's a $300 solution. And I don't need me spending $300 plus, you know, all the time, energy and whatever to do it, plus the cost to run it. I don't know if the content I would get out of it would offset that, essentially. Unfortunately, the downside of making your hobby your job is you have to justify everything. That. Sorry, caps lock. Caps lock is cruise control for cool, though. So you are forgiven. Sunlu S4. Problem is it doesn't get hot enough. I need something. The dryer I need needs to at least hit 90°C. And the problem is most dryers cap out at like 70. That's the problem. That's my problem. That's the problem. Yeah, and then the problem with using an off-the-shelf food dehydrator, most of them will only run for like a half hour or an hour before they auto turn off. So you need to like override the controller on it, which involves modifying high voltage stuff and yeah. Food dehydrators. I have a food dehydrator. It only gets to about 80. I've tried, I have a food dehydrator that I modified for filament drying. And I've tried it, and it doesn't get hot enough. We tried it with Ultim, and it was still too wet after leaving it in there for like 4 days straight. It was still too wet. So. Will I enclose this printer? At the moment, I don't have plans to. This is gonna live in my basement and print PLA, PETG, nylon, and PC. If I'm doing nylon and PC. Really, this is gonna be printing a lot of PLA and PETGs. If I need to print ABS or anything like that, I mean, I've got plenty of machines that can do that. And even then, if I do need to print ABS on here, I have a friend. I have the best enclosure of the world. It's by a company called Garbage Baj. Garbage Baj. They make enclosures that are very lightweight and they're adaptable. I've used them in the past. They are foreign, but it is what it is. Garbage Baj is what you want to look up. Or cardboard. And I will openly say I have no problem enclosing a printer in cardboard because it's okay to enclose your printer in cardboard. And if anyone wants to argue with me, bring it up with a certain large 3D printer company that holds contests on enclosing your printers with PLA. So if that's okay, cardboard's okay in my opinion. So we can stop yelling at people who do that. And their XL enclosed with looks like baffles. Yeah, the stock enclosure has like a accordion baffle for the front here. It slides up and down. I'm not a huge fan of it. It works. Like, that's the thing. The stock enclosure for a Prusa XL is actually a good enclosure. It's just kind of overbuilt, and I kind of get why it is. They designed this machine to function correctly before they worried about enclosing it, essentially. Which makes sense, in my opinion. The problem is, like, to make a tool changer work, it has to be reliable. An unreliable tool changer is dead in the water, especially at this price point. If you're making a tool changer, first and foremost, it needs to be reliable, okay? It doesn't matter if it's enclosed if it's not reliable. So the downside is, by making it reliable, you make it harder to enclose. That's the trade-off. That's why you see these big old loopies. That's why it has that big ass hat on it. It has to, because it has to enclose all of this. Because by doing this kind of setup for the wiring and the feeding, it is a more reliable setup. On the downside, now you need a big old hat on your printer. So it's like, you gotta take the pros and the cons and make it work. Print on yours was over. I've done a few thousand tool changes on this already. I haven't had any issues. Every issue I've had on this machine has been filament related. And that's mostly the fact that I'm using really old PLA that likes to break in the Bowden tubes. And the problem is when it breaks in the Bowden tube, it doesn't get detected until it's at the tool head, which is like too late to correct itself. Because it's like, oh, I got filament because it detects it on the side here, but not at the tool head. Okay, so that's that. Now I can put this in. This is throwing me off. The fact that it's Sunday night, this is throwing me off so much. Here's a vial section. Ninja air fryer goes to 400. Yeah, that Ninja air fryer is what Pantheon uses. That's what Pantheon uses. They have a whole bunch of them. Also, the problem is they're 1800 watts. So running them all day, drying out filament, gonna get pricey quick, depending on how much you pay for electricity. Like, it's bad enough I've been binging Baldur's Gate again. My 3090's been running hot. There we go. Okay, so that is another one. So I think this is good to go in. So many people dump on the XL, don't really share the issue they've had, mostly minor, once major. Honestly, I will say when it was released, it was in a rougher state than it is now. But also when it was released, they didn't have as many hands on it. Like, it's like a Voron. There's a reason we do a bunch of internal testing on Vorons before we release stuff, is because certain things you don't find until you get new eyes on it. That's the problem. Certain things you just don't find until you get new eyes on a thing. So if you're the designer for something and you're going through the design and you're looking at everything, you're like, well, of course this is going to work. I designed it. I know how it's going to operate. And then you give it to somebody else and you're like, what the heck's it doing? I didn't expect it to do this. Why is it behaving like this? You're like, oh, it's like, well, that's not what I do. Oh. So certain things you don't find out until you get a dozen people on it. And the problem is when you send out a machine to beta test, you send it out to people that tend to have a higher level of 3D printing skills. So they test on stuff and then you're like, okay, I think we worked out the bugs. Now let's mass release it to the public. And little Timmy gets his hands on it. And little Timmy, oh, little Timmy. So that's kind of the problem you run into, is certain things you just don't know until you have it out in the wild and you have fresh eyes on it, essentially. That's kind of the downside. It's always little Timmy's, which is funny. I should be using Corporal Bloggins. For those that know me, I should be using Bloggins as my generic name, but for some reason I use little Timmy. I don't know why. There's gonna be one person in chat's gonna understand the Bloggins reference. Jeff got it. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, a British thing, or it's like, I don't know what's the American equivalent of Corporal Bloggins? Anyone who here was in the American, some form of the American military? What's the American military equivalent of Corporal Bloggins? And if you don't know, then you don't know. Did that fall out? Did I lose a T-nut? No, it's in there. Oh, no, it's not in there. Shoot. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, what's the American military equivalent of Corporal Bloggins? Is there one? Joe, Private Joe? Is that what they do? For those that don't know, Corporal Bloggins, so in the Canadian Forces, anytime you had to like give an example, you weren't supposed to actually use somebody's name. So it's like, out on the range, so-and-so did this and screwed everything up. You're not supposed to actually use a real person. So the generic name in the Canadian Force, at least in every class I was in, or any course or whatever I was in, was Corporal Bloggins. That was the generic soldier name that everyone used for, like, you know, Corporal Bloggins went on PT and didn't, you know, properly hydrate. And this is what happened. Like, that's kind of... I got a strip screw here I'm trying to fix. Or not a strip screw, a nut spinning in the plastic. Of course it's... There we go. Gomer Pyle. Yeah, little Timmy is my generic 3D printer enthusiast name. So if I don't want to actually use a real person's name, I use little Timmy. So it's little Timmy just got his Prusa XL, and he doesn't know what he's doing. There we go. Little Timmy? Okay. So I'm not the only one with the little Timmy. Oh, it would help if I actually put that in there. We do have a hard cutoff around 8, unfortunately. I was hoping to get this done. So what we might do is just Tuesday, we'll do a yap and print. Because we got to start printed parts for a V2 in purple and orange for a sponsored build. I'm actually doing a sponsored build. Should probably actually figure out the criteria and everything, but I am doing a build for a company. That means I actually have to build it right and finish it properly for once. Can't leave the panels off this one. There we go. Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, so now we gotta put our zip ties on. Try not to catch the belts. There we go. One. Did I cut the zip ties on that side? I think I did. Hopefully I did. Find out in a minute. There we go. The problem is every time I do this, I'm like looking into my light that I use for fill lighting, and it's like, one of these days I'm gonna just cut a belt. One of these days I'm just gonna cut a belt in half, and I'm gonna be like, shit. I've done it before. I went to trim a belt. I can't remember which build it was, but it was like after the stream ended, I went to trim the excess belt, and I totally just cut the belt. Like I didn't cut the extra off, I cut the belt. And I'm like, quickly order an extra belt on Amazon. This was years ago. Replace it before the next stream. It's like, you didn't see nothing. You saw nothing, you know nothing. Okay, right about there. You go there, you go there. There we go. And then we come over here, and you can actually see what I've been doing the whole time. So what I do is I plug this in, make sure it goes in all the way. Then I push this in all the way. And then this guy, so we're gonna go right about right about there. Cut that. Just a little bit of extra over there. And then oh, you didn't work. What's going on here? What's going on? Why did you not work? You go in there. Why aren't you biting? Uh-oh. Is this PTFE kind of screwed? Why aren't you biting? This PTFE don't want to bite. Why aren't you biting? Are you broken? You're broken. Let me grab a different one of these. I think I have extra. I have extra. We're good. Slightly too short. Make a slightly longer one. Of course, I forgot my knife over on that side, so let's go back over here. Yar. Oh no, my boating tube. Will this fit? Nope, so I have to use that really thin one that doesn't bite. This doesn't want to bite my filament properly, and I don't know why. It's like, yeah. Okay, now it bites. Okay, so now it bites. So now that goes in there. You go on there. And that goes in there. And that. There we go. Now it's bit. There we go. Now we got one left. Almost done, kiddos. Almost done. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to steal something. I'm going to have to steal the Bowden tube from one of my dry boxes here. I don't think what I have left is long enough, so I'm going to have to steal the Bowden tube from one of my dry boxes, one of my Pantheon dry boxes. I think. Yeah, because I don't think none of my extra lengths here are long enough. So I'm gonna have to steal Bowden tube from that. Oh well. It do be how it is. Let's cut you off. Just get this ready right now, might as well. So cut you there, so I don't need you anymore, so you can go over there. You are both too short, so you go over there. So let's put this last one on right now. Yeah, Gomer Pyle is from a show, and then Full Metal Jacket nicknamed the character Gomer Pyle off of the show. If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've watched Full Metal Jacket. But anyways, they called him Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket because he was kind of incompetent. And the character in the show, Gomer Pyle, is they were making fun of him. That'd be like if they made a movie today and they called the guy on the show Homer off of Homer Simpson. So they're referencing a real world show or character in the movie. Okay, gotta get this last one. Okay. So unlock that guy. Is that all right? Yeah, that's all right. So many fuzzies. Last one. All the fuzzies. This one's going to be annoying because it's all the way on the other side. Okay. Where is the screw for this one? I think that's it. Yeah. Oof, that's tight. There we go. Okay. Zip tie cutter. Got a 98. 98 was a good year. Fused my PTG inner spool, lost about 100 meters. I bump in the dryer ADOs and set to piece. This sucks. What do you mean you managed to fuse? Oh, like if, oh, yeah, that sucks. I honestly, if you got your filament spool hot enough that you were fusing layers together or like strings of filament together, you didn't lose a spool, you didn't lose 100 meters, you lost the whole spool. I would junk that spool. I would not run that spool. Or if I was going to use it, I would use it for like, you know, like you're okay with it failing. I would not trust that spool after that. I would dish that spool. That would be the first. I would get that spool. Yeah, it'd be gone. I would not risk it. I mean, I've done it before with, I think it was Sunlu ABS. I think it was Sunlu. Or the company that brought Filament into Canada. It was on Amazon, and they had ABS, and it was a really good price, and it was actually really good filament. It was, I'm pretty sure it was Sunlu, or I think it was, might have been Sunlu. This was years ago. This was years ago. I can't remember the exact brand. It might have been Sunlu. I can't remember. I've told this story before, so if somebody knows and can correct me. But TLDR, essentially, the first couple spools that I bought were really good, and then I bought some more, and it was really good, and then they ran out of stock. And then like a month or two later, it came back in stock, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go, because the price is gonna go up, because it was like $15 for a spool. I bought like 5 or 10 spools. I threw out all of them. Basically what happened is the spools were contaminated. So as you print, you would just get a jam, and it would be a clog from hell. Like the nozzle would be so clogged, you had to throw out the nozzle. It would just jam up the nozzle so hard. And I'm pretty sure what was causing it was the filament was contaminated with particulates that just got in the nozzle and jammed it up. So yeah. Long Prusa takes again in the USA. Shipping, it depends where you live in the US. Like, do you live in a major city on a supply chain from DHL directly from the hub, or do you live in the middle of the boonies? Like that's a couple days to a couple weeks. That's whenever anyone asks me like, oh hey, I want a spool of filament from Polymaker, when will I get it? Couple days to a couple weeks. I don't know. You'll get it when you get it. Oop, don't lose the spring. Okay. Come on, I need something to poke this out. What are you doing? What are you doing? One screw. 2 screws. There we go. Plus, don't forget they're a day ahead. So if you order it on like a Friday, it might not ship until Monday. Or if you order it on like a Thursday, it might not ship till Monday because of their timetables and whatnot. Okay, what time are we at right now? 8 o'clock. So I'm hoping we'll get this together. We won't do the, I'll do the electrical mod on Tuesday. We'll play with that on Tuesday, maybe. We'll see. But, or I might just do that on my own time and not bother doing it on stream. But either way, we are going to be doing the giveaway at before 8:30. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. So hopefully, I'm hoping I can get this built, get this one wrapped up. We'll do a quick test. Is there a way to just verify it? Is there I don't want to recalibrate it, but I would like it to just like, hey, can you just like change all your filaments and make sure it's good? Like, just make sure it's good. Is there a self-check? Doesn't printed solid sell Prusa? They make Prusa. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, so now we gotta screw this back in. Get over here. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. That's gonna be annoying. Come on. Okay, I need to get my little step stool. Because it's like just high enough that I can't see what I'm doing. Just high enough that I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. There we go. You ordered on Sunday when you're at Rocky Mountain? Oh. Like, here's the thing. You don't work for any of these companies. If you want to know what the status of your shipping is, contact the company. I don't know. I'm in Canada, so all the Americans asking me shipping times. I don't know. I don't have the information. It's just not something I have. Like, I'm just going off educated guesses for a lot of this. I mean, that's what I do half the time. There we go. Okay. Now, I steal a PTFE tube from this guy. Yoink. Oh, wait, shoot. You got filament in you. Skip. Hopefully this is long enough. This might not be long enough. Shoot. We might have a problem. Am I seriously going to have to order another, like, 5 meters of this for, like, 2 inches? This is the longest piece I have left. I hate when you order like, oh, I ordered 10 meters or 5 meters or whatever, and it comes in 2 separate pieces. Because like now I have partials. I hate that. It's like, what am I gonna do with this? Okay, let's see. Will this work? This might work. It might not. Probably won't. Let me see here. Let's see here. If not, then I definitely have to order more. I mean, I've got more connectors. I can just connect them. We'll see. We'll see. On paper, this should be the shortest one, so. Printed coupler. I mean, I really don't actually have to, because I could just use... We might be okay. We might be okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I can always make it work. Because it needs to be... I can just use 4 mil and then just slot it in and it'll just work. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll make it work. We'll be okay. And if we're not okay, well, that's content. Go. Ah. Oh no. My mic. Magnetic. The magnet got stuck to the printer frame. One more. Please tell me I printed enough of these. Seriously? I am one short. I am seriously one short. I printed an extra coupler, but I printed one short of the clamps. Really? Really? Did I really do that? I have any extras? No. I I'm one short. I printed one short. The thing is, I thought I printed extra too. Well, let me see if I can make this work with the old one. Just kind of jam it on, just so we have a placeholder for now. There we go. Just kind of jam the old one on. There we go. That'll kind of work. Okay. Yeah, now I gotta figure out how to take this off, because we're gonna have to put the coupler a little further back. We'll make it work. Watch. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show you what I'm doing. Big brain. Big brain. Okay. So what we do, get the coupler off there, and then we get a nice piece of the PTFE extension. This will work. No, I need longer. Is this the one I've been using? I don't know. Whatever. You'll see. You'll see. Watch what I'm doing. Watch what I'm doing. Because it comes out and it's about here. It's right here. So it's not quite long enough. So what we'll do is put that in there. And we'll just kind of make a temporary solution. Temporary solution. There we go. There we go. That'll work. There we go. C'est bon. C'est bon. C'est bon. C'est bon. Okay. Zip ties, and we're done. I have to do it over here. I can't see what I'm doing. Hopefully I'm doing whatever I'm doing right. There we go. Yeah, sure. Why not? There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay. That is everything, I believe. Okay, is there a G code to tell it like to do a whole docking, undocking, like kind of routine? Cause I want to make sure it works. We did change a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure it works before we get too far into it. Okay. There should be a dock. Yeah, I know I can do the dock undock, but is there one to do it all? Filament, change filament and all tools. Like control, pick park tool, pick tool 1. Trying to find itself. It rebooted. Why did it reboot? Error homing X. Okay. Oh, here, let me put it in the middle. Error homing X. Why would it give that error? Okay, control. Pick tool 1. Okay, there we go. Okay, pick tool 1. Pick tool 2. All right. Pick tool 3. Okay. Pick tool 4. Pick tool 5. Pick tool 1. Seems fine to me. I don't think we have to recalibrate it. I don't want to load a bunch of filament in it and then have to bring it downstairs. But I think we're okay. Let me find the annoying spool. This is why I did this. Let's see how this works. Part cooler tool. Okay. Turn. Filament. Load filament. Tool 1. This is going to be flex. So if you're wondering, this is Fibrology 40D. If you're wondering how loosey-goosey this filament is, we're pushing rope. So I do have the filament detector. I still want to keep the filament detector. Yeah, see, it's the filament detector that makes it a problem. But once you're in, oh yeah, that's not bad. That filament detector is a pain. But once you're in, it's actually not too bad. There we go. Go, go, go. Yeah, there you go. That ain't bad. That's so much better. So before, you still had to overcome the runout sensor friction, which you still have to deal with, but it would always jam up in here. Once you start getting above the curve, it would get annoying. But now it just goes through. Okay, so now let's see if it actually picks it up at the tool head. That's gonna be the interesting part. It's still not picking up with the tool. That part we may have to, yeah. Yeah, that runout sensor is still causing issues. I'm gonna have to bypass that. There, we'll swap the spring for a magnet, makes it much easier. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look into that, but without it, so let's take that off and just do it without it. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, that's so easy. Doop, 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 doop. Its problem is I can't even get the sensor to feed it. Come on. Detect filament. It won't detect it. It's trying to. Come on. Okay, let's just do PLA for now. Yeah, I'll look up that mod. We might try that mod instead. Because the biggest problem is the flexibles. That's kind of what's half the reason I did this. So I do want to see if we can get it working. Let's just do a PLA. Or whatever this is. What is this? This is a PLA. Okay, cool. You guys think this filament is tangled? You think this filament's tangled? Sure, why not? And it's also really brittle. Best spool to use for this. Okay, so let's see. Oh, geez, it would help if I actually plug it in first. Okay, plug it in. Come on. No, no. Why aren't you going in? Why aren't you going in? What's going on here? What is going on here? Why aren't you going in? Go in the hole. I might have screwed up here. I might have screwed up here. 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Oops, somebody drove by in their really loud car. Did I buy the wrong fittings? No? Is there a burr on that? Did I just buy really shitty cheap fittings? Is that what's my problem here? Okay, you go through. Okay, so if I put you on there and push you in. It's not coming out the other end. Yeah, it's a stupid fitting. I might have to drill these out or something. Is there like a burr on that or something? The filament's not coming out, like it's... Okay. So that's that. Hmm. I'll be honest, I bought the cheapest fittings I could. It's catching the lip of the bevel. That's what it's doing. It's catching the, like it goes through, but it's got to hit at like the right angle. And there, yeah, this is why you always buy the fittings that the tube can slide all the way through. This tube ain't fitting through. There's no way. Yeah, you can see it. I could feel it. There's like a burr. There's a burr on it. What is 3/32? What's 3/32 in millimeters? Where's my slash? Where's the slash? 32 in mm. It's 2.38 millimeters. And I have extras. Let me go grab my drill. Oh shoot, we're gonna be doing the giveaway in a second here. I'm gonna see if this works, and then we're doing the giveaway. We might be revisiting this. The problem is the filament is not going through these connectors good. It's like there's like a burr, so I'm trying to just drill them out. In terms of lapping compound, okay, and then where'd that little piece go? Well, I don't want to go too big because I only have so much material on this end. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah. Yeah, so let me find I'm pretty sure I have a 3mm drill bit somewhere. Because you can't open it too far. If you open it too far, I blow it away. Yeah, I don't want to open up too far. That blows it away. Really nice if my, why am I, well, that fell. Where is Mike? Mike. Battery's dead. Really? Oh, no, you're still alive. You're still alive. Okay. So let's find, how big are you of a drill bit? 2.8 mil? 2.8. Let's do 2.8. Let's do 2.8. Okay. This is the one we've already modified. Yes. It's all the way at the bottom. Yeah, it's better. I still don't like it though. I'm still... It is chamfered on the bottom. Let's see if I can put a little... Yeah, I gotta polish the feed ramp. We may end up continuing with this on, oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do some modifying. So what, you know what? We'll continue with this on Tuesday. Let's do that giveaway. Turn this off. That's annoying. Let's do this giveaway and then we'll call it there. If you didn't enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you'll have another chance on Tuesday. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:30, yeah. That. Names. A, delete that. To the top. File save. Load up marbles. Yeah, so what's happening is with the smaller fittings, you basically go right from the PTFE tube into the little hole. Because this is 4mm ID, the filament can be coming in a larger area, so it's catching the lip and it's like stalling out. So essentially, I'm gonna have to open them up and then polish them essentially, which is gonna kind of suck. Because everyone else that I saw that did this mod was like, oh yeah, it's plug and play. And all of a sudden it's like, why am I having issues? Oh, no. There we go. 292. Let's do robotic roadway. Play. Okay, how this works, if I pick your name and you win, you get 2 spools of filament. If anyone else wins, you get 1. And it's either first to the finish or first to the middle or whatever. Some of them are close to the middle, some are first to the end. I don't know which this one is. But if you are Nicola S, if you happen to win, you get 2 spools of filament. Anyone else who wins, you get 1. Off you go. The camera not being where I left it is going to be annoying. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes you go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button on the YouTube video, it greases up your ball to make it go even faster. Josh! No, Josh, you went the wrong way. If I put a chamfer on the end of this, I'm gonna put my knife. Okay. What? What? How? Am I missing something here? Did something not load? Y'all are just flying. Clavax, where are you going? Where are you going, Clavax? Where are you going? Apparently over there. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, we might have a winner. Nope. Nope, Elias. Nope, Elias. Congratulations, Nope, Elias. You have won yourself a spool of filament of polymaker. Wow, a lot of people are not doing good on this run. trying to put a chamfer on the end of this, see if it'll help. Okay, let's see. Will putting a chamfer on the end of this help? It works. Okay, well, something to play with. Okay, so Nopileus, N-O-P-I-L-E-S. Okay, N-O-P-I-L-E. There you are. Okay, 1 of 1. Like to see it. Okay. Congratulations, you have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. So let's do that. Close, exit. So we're gonna call it there. Because it's Sunday night. Little guy's got school in the morning. I'm gonna talk to Pooch and see if he recommends anything specific for the fitting. Because, yeah, everyone else that has done this mod, it says it's pretty plug and play. And I'm not liking the binding I'm getting. So I'm wondering if it's just the shitty Amazon special connectors I bought. They're from Yolan. So we'll see. And they're broached. So that means there's probably a burr in there. Okay. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Some of them are affiliate links. Don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channels. Others, like GamerSups, use code Canuck, save 10% off your order. And for everyone who donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. We're going to call it there. And yeah, I will see you on Tuesday. We may be faffing about with this, or we might be doing something else. We'll see. Goodbye.